This is the Codemaster here, and we're back for episode 5 of No Limits 2. As you may remember, in our last episode, we designed this beautiful inverted coaster, and I showed off how to create some inverted elements, which are kind of similar to their non-inverted counterparts, but slightly different in the aspect of when banking occurs. But today, I thought we may tackle one of the more difficult coaster styles, and this is going to be the 4-dimensional coaster style. Now, the 4D coaster is difficult because it requires a few extra steps to create a layout. So let's start off by designing our track. So go into a view that you feel is comfortable, and let's start building our coaster. So as we've been doing for the past coasters, we want to go to new coaster. I'm going to call this 4D example. Now what we can do is we're going to do the exact same thing we've been doing with all the other stations and everything. Let's see, so like that. And add a section of track that's straight in front of it and behind it to make sure the station is perfectly straight. Now, if you really want to make sure the station is completely straight, remember to use that strict option. It's very handy. There. Now let's go to coaster and click coaster properties, style. Let's find 4D coaster. It will look a bit like this. I'm going to set the type to new and everything, and that's that. So you can see that the 4D track is pretty huge, so we want to make the station quite large. So now we've done that, I'm going to add the type separators for the entrance, or like for where the station is. So there we go, like that, station. Yeah, now you can see how big the cars are. Let's move this out even a bit more. How about that? There. So you can see the 4D cars are huge, and they have a reason for that. It's just because they are rotating. So let's start by adding a lift hill. Now, 4D coasters are cool that as they rotate, you can give it some really interesting layouts. Like, you can have a layout which you wouldn't be able to do on a normal coaster. So let's give this a 45-degree lift. That's really, really tall. We don't want it that tall. I'm going to make it about that tall. And then do the same thing we've been doing for the other coasters. So now we're going to make a pre-drop on this. So we're going to make this slightly differently. If you look at any coasters that are 4-dimensional, like X2 for example, it has kind of a dip. So let's try and recreate that. It's literally as simple as just making a dip, just like that. But of course it's got to be smoother than that. So just adjust the vertices until you get something that looks kind of smooth. And then again, if you really want to be sure, always use that depump vertices option. Now that kind of screwed up a bit, so raise them up and then do it again. There we go. So now this 4-dimensional coaster is going to have a vertical drop, and that's how usually 4D coasters go. So vertical drop, then we're going to level off on the ground. Now, I usually, when I build my 4D coasters, I tend to build part of it and then add the spinning to it. So let's just quickly add the lift segment. Now you will notice the cars will be travelling backwards. Now this is completely normal, and if you want them to be facing forwards, there's a nifty little trick. If you double click on the station, wait, never mind, not the station. If you go to coaster, then coaster properties, trains, there's this run backwards option. And what that will do is it will make the train run backwards, which on the 4D coaster is actually forwards. So that's an interesting thing. So once you've done that, yeah, sorry, I've got kind of a cold, but you can see, once you've done that, if you really want to, let's start continuing on with this. So to add spinning to a 4D coaster, there's this add 4D parameter thing under the track tab. All you do is click on it and place it as if it was a roll. So usually you want to place one of these on the entrance and the exit of a actual station thing, and you'll see it looks a little bit like this. Now this thing here indicates where the seat will be. So if I placed one here and I added some roll to it, let's say I rolled at 30 degrees, you can see it's now facing forward. So it's as simple as just double. It's like a roll vertice, but you can only roll it one way. So it's basically you double click on it, and then you click whatever you need to click. So I'm gonna make this so on the lift they're kind of on their backs. How about that? Seems fair, right? So they're on their backs now. When you place one vertice, you'll see that it will not continue. So it won't like keep it like this. It will slowly go back to like the normal state. So if you want it to stay on its back throughout the whole lift, you have to set the other one to the same as you had on the bottom one down there, like that. Now, 4D coasters, as the way you can spin their seats, it allows you to actually make some really interesting coaster designs. Like you can have the track be completely inverted, as the 4D cars will allow that. So it's simple as just placing these and then choosing how you want the car's rotation to be. So I'm gonna make this so they come up and then they go onto their backs. And then maybe I'm gonna make it so they roll completely over by the bottom. So I'm gonna make it so they're on their backs and they all of a sudden they're not. Yeah, so it's gonna go all the way around. Like especially when you're designing a 4D coaster, keep in mind that 4D coasters are quite difficult to use. They're well, the only reason they're difficult is because of the way they're designed. Like you can think about it, this is quite difficult, like to get the hang of it. Like even I'm having trouble. Skype. Yeah, if you saw that, that was someone else in the community. But anyway, so when you're placing the 4D markers, just keep in mind if you have it where it's hanging upside down, just think, would that cause extreme pain to me? If the answer is no, then yeah. So anyway, a good way to check is by enabling the G-force comb, because it kind of shows you it will change depending on the way the seats are rotated. Or at least I think it will be. So you can see that if you wouldn't want 4 Gs on your face, then recommend you don't really have them like that. So I'm gonna make it so it goes onto its back. And now we're gonna do a half loop, which is you guys already know to do if you've watched my previous tutorials, so you can see that nice half loop. Not too hard, is it? Not anything new, not anything we haven't done before. You can see we'll bring it up and over, just like that. Now, with a 4D coaster, always remember to place the roll vertices, because just like any other coaster, the coaster will just go blah and glitch out as long as you don't. Let's see where this coaster actually ended up being. Oh, it ended up being right there. Let's make it so it kind of goes. Oops, I don't want that. Yeah, to move a coaster, it's simple. We've already done this before, I think. Just move it over to there. Yeah, like after you've done one steel coaster, usually that's when you can stop watching tutorials. But these are basically just extra tutorials to show you how to do a few extra things which the first couple of tutorials probably didn't cover, like the inverted coaster elements. Now, the 4D coaster we definitely didn't cover in the first couple of tutorials, but it is useful to know how to do it. Is because if you ever feel like, hey, I'm going to build a park with 20 bajillion 4D coasters and they're all going to be dueling, then you know how to do it. So that's pretty much done. So with a 4D coaster, we don't actually have to roll it back over, so we can add a vertice like this. So let's go at that. But instead of adding a roll vertice and just setting it to 0, we're going to set it to 180 degrees. We can. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Set it to 180 degrees, so it's actually upside down. And the reason we're doing this is because 4D coasters can go upside down because of their 4D parameters. So, see here that with a 4D, I'm going to change it so you kind of roll onto your back. And then, if you go up here, look, then they're going to be facing forwards. Now, it's slightly deformed up there, so we're just going to fix that by adding some more roll vertices. There we go, like that. There we go. See, so this can be an inverted and a non-inverted coaster. How about that? So with 40 coasters, you usually want to avoid elements that involve a lot of twisting, like possibly cobra rolls. Dive loops are fine. Loops are something you kind of want to avoid. Cobra rolls are definitely something you want to avoid. Corkscrews, maybe, but twists are okay, because they wouldn't really cause too much stress on the rider. So what about if we go for an overbank? Because I don't think I've really shown you how to do a proper overbank. So overbanks are easy. It's as simple as just, you want to make an arch, but you want to make it kind of like sharper towards the end. So like this. So that's how you do a 180-degree overbank. If you want to change the angle of the exit, just change the way the vertices are. So I'm going to make it so the exit's like that. And now you see that it needs to be raised up. And it's the same concept we had on the wooden coaster. See? Not too difficult. Oh yeah, you also might have seen that I have changed the colour scheme on the inverted coaster. And I have themed it. Mainly because I love doing that. As you can see, right now we need to add some more roll vertices so we don't kill all our innocent riders. Because that's not how you earn money. Yes, it does go into the red because it doesn't... I don't think it takes into account the 4D aspect of the ride, so... Here's where you want to put the no lateral forces. And you'll see it will automatically take that. Now here's a cooler. You can do cool things like this. You can make it so it kind of starts out as an inverted overbank, but then goes into a regular view, because that's how 4D coasters can work. Because they're 4 dimensions, the seats rotate, so yeah, feel free to let your imagination run wild. But remember, you gotta always add these roll vertices in, otherwise your coaster will turn out to be not that great. So yeah, let's make it kind of flip upside down, and then possibly, oops, I gotta make sure I'm clicking the right thing. There we go, so it rolls over so you're facing forwards. Then I might make it so you face backwards. I'm gonna make it so you're on your back. Yeah, so this is how 4D coasters work. Just simply is just going around, adding these vertices in until you're satisfied with the design. There we go, like that. There. So if you ever want to test a coaster, here's another unique way of doing it. Go to coaster, click coaster properties, style. My train mode. Yes, mode. Oh god, I'm tired. Let's see. Then we go to shuttle mode. Click OK. And now what you can do is you can click if you save the coaster and click leave editor. You play the game. Let's leave our wooden coaster, and you'll see that it's not actually rendered, but the seats, these kind of box things, I forgot the name of them. Anyway, they rotate just like they would if it was frozen. As you can see, it's not frozen, so we can still see it. The only disadvantage is that you cannot actually ride this coaster yet, which is unfortunate. So you have to finish the model. You have to finish the coaster and freeze it before you can ride it. Well, you don't have to finish it; you just have to freeze it. But sometimes freezing it can take a while. So let's see what we got. So you can see the seats are rotating, just like we told them to. Oh. Yes, that's another thing that will happen with the shuttle design, is that it will not make it over the top of the hill sometimes. So it's as simple as just going back and moving the triggers forward a bit. And that's just because the way 4D coasters work. Well, not 4D coasters, just any shuttle coaster works in Nolimits too. There we go. I really hope this doesn't turn out to be such a lengthy episode. Yeah, I'm consistently checking my microphone from now on, because I don't want to record another episode with no sound, because that's not fun. Anyway, so let's see how our rotating works. So hopefully it should clear it over the top now. So it pulls it over. As long as the middle gets over the very top. There we go. You see, look. So the seats are rotating. See? I probably want to make that overbank a bit less steep. Yeah, if you think, always, another way of shaping elements is just to think, would I ride something that had something so sharp or something like that? Always think about the rider, like that. So I'm going to turn that into a bank that's like that. I can see that's not even anywhere near as lethal. You want to keep the G's only in the yellow, unless you're on an inverted section, which is kind of fine to bend the rules there. So there we go. So let's make a kind of a 40 coasters version of a dive loop. It's like the reverse of this. So let's do that now. So as it's an angle, we want to go into perspective mode. So we're going to make it go up and then do a half loop. That. See? Not too hard. And that's pretty much the element, in fact. Isn't that funny? Almost. So, yeah, all we have to do now is just add the roll. See? Isn't this easy? It's not too hard, is it? Come on. Like, whatever. Yeah, I don't have the energy to be funny. Sorry. Wish I did, but, See, add some more roll vertices. There we go. So now I'm going to make this end off by it just coming over a hill and then into the station. So there we go. Actually, I'm going to make it do a small little camelback first, and then it's going to roll over into the station like that. Actually, no, that's too rough. I'll do it like that. So it's going to start out inverted and then just roll over. Yeah, you don't usually want to use heart lining on this coaster style, because heart lining doesn't usually end well on 40 coasters, because it can cause actually laterals for the riders, and that is not good. Even though it will show the laterals when you're not using the heart lining, but you don't want to have too many laterals for the actual riders because it can cause extreme pain. And I can tell you now, Viper is an extremely painful coaster, and you don't want laterals because that's the reason it's painful. But anyway, let's add the 40 segments to this, and then we should be good. Like that. I want to add a person, maybe. Let's go. Yeah, that's the thing with 40 coasters. Just let your imagination run wild. Like, now let's make it go so it's kind of on their backs, and they go to end up upside down at this point here. That, and then they're on their backs, and then they end up like that. And then I'll make it so they're facing backwards here. And then just, maybe tilt it back, maybe tilt them forward a bit. And then when they hit the brakes, make them normal. There we go, see? Not too hard to make a 40 coaster, is it? Well, I don't know, because you guys can't hear me. Well, I can, no, never mind. I can't hear you, but you can hear me. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Also, in these episodes, I'm going to start adding a new thing called Fact of the Day. Today's fact is, did you know Morgan Freeman invented the roller coaster? There were no roller coasters before he actually narrated roller coasters. Isn't that interesting? And before you say, like, go on your computers and you're like, no, 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 because you're like mad because Morgan Freeman didn't invent them. He did. So yeah, deal with it. Also, did you know that without the guidance of Morgan Freeman, the developer team would have... Well, actually, never mind. They would have made it anyway. It's just, like, Morgan Freeman just, like, came down from heaven and just, like, was like, you must finish Nolimits 2. And they were like, we are. And then Morgan Freeman was like, okay, I'll just leave you alone now. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Did you know that? And if you're like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Don't even try to argue with it because you're gonna lose, because otherwise, you know what? Actually, if you disagree, I'm gonna send Morgan Freeman to your house. So be scared. Yeah. Anyway, let's finish this 40 coaster. Sad transport linear. There. There we go. Hey, it's finished. Now, once you finish your circuit, make sure you go to coaster properties and change it back from shuttle mode to closed circuit. Otherwise, you'll have some issues. Let's see what we can do. So let's add a second train, maybe decrease the train length to 5, because a 6-car train is quite long. There we go. Let's see how our ending turned out. So it's a brake run. I want to make that brake run straight, so let's just use strict vertices. How's that? There we go. Brake run. Maybe we want to increase the G so it stops in time. Let's make it 1.4. There we go. Now, supporting a 4D coaster, pretty similar to supporting any other style of coaster. Just go to support, choose prefab, and then just click your support style. I'm just going to use this for the lift because I'm too lazy to do that. Yeah, I should probably make another tutorial just showing how to make like custom supports, because that seems to be something people have been struggling with as well. Wow, you guys struggle a lot with things, but anyway, yeah, I feel sorry for you guys. Like, it's Nolimits 2 was a big switch, isn't it? And I hope I've made it slightly easier for you guys. Really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Oh yeah, I've hit over 150 subscribers. Wow, I did not expect you guys to like this series that much. Thank you so much. Yeah, time to add those supports. Just moving the thing out of the way a bit as it was causing issues with collision. Collision. I should write a song about collisions, because collisions are annoying. They ruin everything in this game. Because you build a perfect coaster, and then Morgan Freeman's like, it's not good enough. Then he just sends an army of supports to just ruin your coaster. And it's so depressing. Anyway, off the Morgan Freeman topic, let's get back to building a 4-dimensional coaster, because this is what you came here for. Or did you actually come here for Morgan Freeman? What if Morgan Freeman sent you to watch this video so you could just hear and be lectured about Morgan Freeman? What if you are Morgan Freeman? What if I'm Morgan Freeman? What if everyone's Morgan Freeman? We'll never know. Because if I was Morgan Freeman and you were Morgan Freeman, he would have told you by now. Because he's Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is Morgan Freeman. Yep. Too much Morgan Freeman for this episode. Anyway, let's just finish this. So supporting is fairly easy. Just remember that some sections that you've made are inverted, and or maybe inverted, so you don't want to accidentally put a support through someone's face, because you might get sued, and getting sued is not fun. Unless you enjoy getting sued for some odd, twisted reason, but I highly doubt you do enjoy getting sued. Actually, if you do enjoy getting sued, dislike this video. Actually, don't, because everyone's going to dislike it. If you enjoy getting sued, leave a comment saying being sued is fun. Actually, whatever. Yep. Okay. Just choose prefabs. Just go back and support. Supports. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Make sure you support my videos. Oh, that was terrible. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll just end this off with this kind of 4D thingy majig. That's what I'm going to call this coaster, the 4D thingy majig. If any of you have a problem with it, oh well. There we go. Let's choose some colours. Okay, what colours do you want? Too bad, I'm choosing orange. Actually, we don't have an orange coaster, do we? Never mind. Well, we have yellow, who cares? Let's make it orange and white, there we go. Actually, the car needs to be a different colour. I hate having to choose colours. Anyway, let's just make it that colour. Seat can be that. Whatever, harness can be that. And that's fine. Okay, file save and freeze it. Yeah, this is the first time we've frozen our 4D coaster. Let's hope it doesn't just get destroyed by a 3,000-ton, 300-foot tall baby, which would be very unfortunate, but anyway, that's just life. Okay, drum roll. I know some of you said you were drum rolling, but I still don't. Oh, never mind. Too late. Yeah, so, hey, 4D coaster. Yay. You meant to, why are you guys not applauding? I never said you could not applaud. You guys aren't applauding. Go, do it. I know you're not doing it. Go. Go, applaud, go. Come on, you finished your first coaster. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'll do it right now. See? There, finished my first coaster. Well, my fourth coaster. Anyway, let's do this. 4D coaster. Now we can actually ride it. Excuse the Skype, because everyone is annoying. Here we go. So you can see that the seats do rotate, just like we told them to. Yeah, the 4D trains are really beautifully crafted in this simulator. Anyway, let's just see how our 4D coaster turned out with all of its beautiful 4D-ness. Because you know, 4D coasters are very 4D, because there's 4 dimensions. Here we go, we're on our backs and now we're not. Here we go. Da 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 da. Whoa, that was kind of a violent one. Yeah, if you notice any violent transitions, always go back and change them because you don't want your ride to feel really horrible, do you? Go, let's see how this element turns out. Whee! Ooh, a little bit of hanging upsy downy timey. There we go. How was that? Not bad, I say. Well, that kind of concludes this episode. We made a 4-dimensional coaster. And... ta-da!